Welcome back, everyone, to episode. I'm your host, Basu, and joining me is Gonk, a very old friend of mine who I've known him for 2 years. And yeah, Gonk, what's up?
Uh, Hi Basil. Nothing much really. I've been wanting to join, but do the podcast shit for a while, but haven't because of your scheduling shit with work and stuff. So
Yeah,
it might be nice to finally do a podcast. Never
yeah.
done
This
one of
is
these.
this is also the first time we're like on a voice call, because the last 2 years we have just texted each other. So
Exactly. It's never been a reason to really talk to each other voice to voice before now.
yeah, so that's a crazy thing happening. Anyways, we met in an Instagram group 2 years ago. Was it exactly 2 years ago? I mean, this was during the COVID time. We talked about this, like Arctic was in a
It,
podcast, like in episode
it
5. So we met in the same group chat, right? Like in the
yeah,
V group.
it was what I think it was. I think it was before March. I think in February or January 2020.
Yeah,
So maybe I don't remember that much. I have a shitty memory in general.
yeah, same here. This is actually episode 9, but I said it's episode 8. So,
We're
so
so
yeah,
smart of us. Yes. Okay.
yeah, and I'm the
Um,
host of this podcast, so you don't have to feel that bad about yourself yet.
but yeah, I don't really remember. It was around maybe 2 or 3 years ago we met, and I don't, I don't remember how the group chat started, but I do remember. Uh, I guess you could say like core members of it, like uh James, Basu, obviously you. Uh, I'm trying to think of the top three right now that I remember the most, and it was fuck, I forgot his name.
Wait a minute. Was James in that podcast? Because I thought we met in Veep's podcast first. Because remember Veep,
Yeah, I
the
remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
Veep
I
and
remember.
yeah, Mark and Alex. I remember that group. If I'm not wrong, or we met in the group Jaden made.
Yeah,
You know
no, we.
Jaden Afro.
I remember an Afro. It's all coming back together to me because I haven't thought about the group chat boys for a while.
Yeah, Savior. This whole thing came after me after I graduated, because this whole social media things like fucks me up, and I thought that I need to score good in my high school. Like I had to, my sophomore year was so bad, so I thought I have to grind my ass in senior years. So I did it, and it was reasonable. It was not that bad. Um, so my GPA was 3.7, which after my sophomore, it was like a 2.5 or some shit. I don't even know. I failed so much. I failed some classes too. So,
Uh,
anyways, yeah. So I logged out of Instagram, Discord, like any sort of social media thing. And I did think about you guys from time to time. Then I met some real people in my life. Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah. Then after I thought that I graduated, now this was actually really fun stuff. Like I was I was watching the documentary about the fall of Yugoslavia, uh, and that's when I thought about you guys. I don't know how, but I suddenly remember, oh shit. So so I started a new account, and then another surprise when I started to like log into my old account, it happened so that it got banned for some reason, and I still don't know why. I think it is me. It might be because when you deactivate your account for too long, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like it, so they just delete it straight away or some shit. I don't know. I'm pulling shit out of my ass.
I don't think. I don't think that's right because my old account, Mr. Gung Droid V1 is still up after like over 2 years of inactivity.
Damn. I don't know
Yeah,
why my old account got banned. I'm still pissed about
I
it when
think
I
I think
it had
maybe
like
it got flagged for what bot account maybe? I'm not sure.
yeah. Oh, your previous account got hacked, right? Then a
Yeah, it
that
got
was the
fucking
funniest
banned.
shit ever. Your
Fuck
previous account
you.
your previous account got banned and then a random black guy posted himself.
Yeah, at least the account is gone now, so no embarrassment of him seeing my DMs.
Yeah. Um so yeah man, that's how it has been. Right. This is the moment you talk about your life and the job and stuff.
All right, so life. I guess I should start off like the most boring autobiography. So my parents, they're Brazilians. They're from Brazil. Same thing with my sister and my brother. They were both born there. My parents, like 2 years before I was born, came and moved to the United States. And my dad, he owns a tech rental company. He owns the Brazilian, not the Brazilian side, but the American side of it here in the US. And my uncle, his brother, owns the Brazilian side, or back in Brazil. And they're from what I think it was Goiânia. It was a place. It's a city called Goiânia, or at least in between that
Huh.
city, the capital, which is called Brasilia. But
Uh,
all in all, I've been living like the last 17 years here in the U.S. Occasionally going over for summer to Brazil to visit family, and that's really like the most compressed way to say my life story in like a in under a minute. I think that was under a minute at least.
yeah, yeah, it was under 2 minutes. Oh,
Two.
that, yeah. I'm checking the recording right now.
Right.
Um, it
But
was, yeah, sure, go ahead.
right. So going, I guess, a bit more into detail about my life. The most I can really think of what to say right now is saying that I had a um confusing life to say because obviously I'm well I'll talk about what happened I guess next, not now, but
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
I'm still in I guess you could say a depressive mood despite my lifestyle. I guess it's more of a hell. I'm not even sure. My
Yeah, you
I'll,
can just say that you feel lost, cause
yeah, I
that,
guess like you say I feel lost because I just don't know really what to do. The most I have an idea of what to do with my life is get a business degree in university and get out to get a high paying job just to do whatever I want with my money. But that's really it. But for
yeah.
the most of my life, I guess you could say it was just me just either one when I was younger being a complete asshole because I was a fucking menace. I was an asshole as a kid because I used to grab uh shopping bags, plastic shopping bags, and shove them in the toilet and flush it and then clog the toilet. And then my mom would have to
Why?
come. I don't know. Like, look. You give a kid unlimited access, especially a kid whose mom is. I don't know. Listen, you just give a kid access to a bunch of shit, he's going to break some shit, okay? And I clogged the toilet a lot
Fine.
as a kid.
Yeah,
I
purposefully.
did.
I no wait. No, I used to eat stuff. I used to eat. There was this one time I swallowed a Lego.
Doing
Yeah, they had to like do surgery and stuff to get that shit out of me.
what
And I
the
just eat
fuck?
stuff. Yeah, I used to eat bugs. I have eaten dirt in my life. When I
It's
was that's yeah, this happened when I was like 6 to 8 years old. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I just
I
used
was
to eat
not
stuff.
that much menace.
And when I was younger, I used to shit myself a lot.
man, I don't think I ever did something like that. I think the most I did was no, I don't think I ever did anything like that. Uh, but thinking about the most interesting story that I have from my childhood when I was like 5 or 6, I can think of right now, was one time I went to a dog park with my parents because we used to own a little if I remember the breed, a little cotton dealer. It was like this little, it's just basically a little crusty white dog you find in Hispanic households.
Hmm.
Imagine one of those. And her name was Lucky. I really liked her, but she fucking hated me because I was a menace and she avoided me at all times when I got older. But when we were going to the dog park, I separated from my mom for a little bit because I think that dog park was separated into two. Like smaller dogs are separated from a fence to the larger dogs to stop anything from happening. And I went to annoy one of the larger dogs, and my sister told me this because I don't really remember much. But I think I annoyed one of the dogs so much he tried biting for my right or my left eye. I think no, it's my
Wow.
right eye. He went biting for, and he
Wow.
didn't.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I could have lost my eye that day, but but the dog missed like short. It hit right underneath my eye. So I have,
Holy shit.
I know there's still a scar there today, but it's like really faded, and you can only notice it if you get like up close. But like, another consequence of that is that like my right eye is a bit lazier than my left one. Like
Yeah.
that's that's like one of the more, that's one of the best stories from my childhood that I can think of.
Yeah, that was holy shit.
Yeah,
I don't have any stories like that. I
and
just have.
oh, actually no, there is another scar story actually.
Oh, okay.
So in the so my me and my parents and my brother and sister before they eventually moved out onto their own, we moved houses at least twice. First house was a small house. Second house was actually a really big house. And then the third one was not as big as the second one, but still pretty nice. And it had its own pool in the back. We still live here to this day. But basically, there was this like this fake waterfall thing. It was like it's pretty small, but it's just fake. The fake waterfall and scaffolding. But basically, what I used to do with my friend whenever he came over was climb on top of it and jump off into the pool. And we did that for like a year, maybe. And then one time, I think I was 10 or 11, either or, when I was a kid. It was during the summer, and my friend was there. His name was John, if I remember. But basically, he came over. We were climbing on and off the waterfall scaffolding fake thing and jumping off into the pool like usual. And then and then once when I tried to climb onto it, there's this shorter step of the shorter part of the waterfall that we use to climb onto the bigger part of it, so we have an easier time jumping on. But the thing is, when I stepped in it one time, it broke, so my leg went right through it,
Holy
and
shit.
yeah, no, and I cut my leg on that. It was, I don't know, it was not, I don't think it was really deep, but it was a long cut, and I cut my leg on that, and then it didn't help further that I fell into the pool right after, so I kind of dug into it,
Oh.
my leg into the scaffolding of the water fake waterfall.
Hmm.
But other than that, I don't really remember what happened after. I think after I fell into the pool, I tried my best to ignore the pain because it wasn't deep, but it just had like a big, but it was like long, I guess. So it didn't really feel as painful, maybe, as much as I thought it would, or at least remember. And I tried my best to ignore it and not have my mom notice. But I don't remember anything after that. But
Hmm.
the story is real. I didn't make that shit up. That part of the waterfall I talked about is still broken, and there's a plant growing out of it right now. But
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. I don't remember much of that story after that.
Yeah. So how am I supposed to segue this into alcohol?
Um, well, we still have you're skipping the second part from the
Oh,
third.
oh yeah, ward. Oh yeah,
The
we can talk
word
about.
I'm fine was talking about the word. Honestly, it's like I only stayed there for like a week and I really don't care much about it anymore.
What happens there. Like you
Oh,
make it sound as you make it sound like there's something illegal going on.
uh, kind of. So the ward I went to, it was both a psychiatric ward and a behavioral ward, which means that legitimate health mental reasons people will go there, and people who or those that the state deems are just like kids that are general assholes or something like that or some stupid shit. But I met honestly some pretty nice people there. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them were like a bit weird in the head. Like uh at the ward we were at, there was this one kid, and I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but everyone there called him Schizo. Like just the name Schizo. That was his nickname.
Oh shit, I'm feel sorry for laughing at that. Why the
It's fine. I thought it was funny first at too, and then me and some other people tried to not call him that because it was a bit rude, but it was kind of the only way to explain it because
he was schizophrenic?
he was either schizophrenic or really autistic. No one knew. That's really
Okay.
that's really it. But basically I'm talking about him for a little bit, but he was a bit weird. And one of the other guys there that I made friends with when he got there for the first time, after a few days after me staying there for a few days, he said that that the schizo kid came up to him and said, "There are parked black cars outside and Joe Biden is after me." That's roughly what he said, if I remember.
Oh shit. I'm gonna fuck. Um
It,
I
it's a
have to
bit
cut that out.
uh
I mean, I mean, shit, I gotta stop laughing. Wait a minute. Let me compose myself for a minute. So he said, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's in ward for a reason. So
probably. Okay,
I,
so let me
why the fuck did I laugh at that? Fuck. This is why I have to leave the internet, dude. I can't take this stuff seriously anymore.
okay,
And this is,
let me
yeah, yeah, sure, go ahead.
continue. Let me continue. Let's move on from that. So the ward, it wasn't not it was the one good thing about the ward was, funnily enough, the food, because the food situation for schools here in the US is really shitty, but for some reason the food in wards is honestly pretty good, surprisingly.
Wow.
I know, but basically, but there was this one time basically what they did is that like they cut a baguette in half and cut the top part of it off, so we just like half a baguette was the top cut off and with melted cheese on top, and that's what they called pizza at the ward. They called that pizza.
Okay.
It was some of the stupidest shit ever. But continue on.
I
It was honestly
Wow.
some pretty good food. I will not
Yeah.
lie.
All right, dude. I'm trying so hard to not laugh. Well, anyways, continue.
All right. So the staff at the ward, honestly, they did not give a shit about their job. They definitely were not expecting to work at a ward. They most likely only did the ward for probably for increased pay, but like just from the way they acted, they did not give a shit about their job or the kids they were meant to look after. That much was I could tell immediately. At least some of them were. Some of the others were. did not give a shit.
Uh, I mean, people like that. If I don't think most people in this planet cares about their job.
The
So
true, but still, it's a bit of a asshole thing because a lot of the kids there are like either mentally vulnerable or just vulnerable in general. And okay, no, I was gonna talk about a part, but you're gonna have to edit that part out too, so I'm not gonna talk about that.
I mean, you can talk about it. This podcast is not gonna like nothing is gonna happen to this podcast. I was just
Well,
joking around that I will also not edit those laughs out because because I'm really fucking lazy.
all right. So
We
the part I thought about of saying but didn't want to, but basically it was the staff didn't really care all too much about the kids that are sitting there, and there is one obvious part is that they did not care about the job, and that was because there was a girl there that uh she was a bit annoying, but she was nice annoying. That like she'd be loud, but she'd be nice. Like generally the other
oh
time. But the thing is that she was, I think, either my age or 16, 17 or 16. But she at the ward she was pregnant.
oh wow. Okay.
I know.
Did,
And she
did,
was, yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
it's a bit fucked up, honestly, but I don't know if it was during outside or in the ward because she said she has been there. She keeps going in and out of the ward because of her mother and shit. I don't want to say anything more because I don't know. There's a chance that she hears this shit and lives in the same state, so I don't want to say anything else about it other than that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. We can leave it at that.
All right, but continuing about the ward, the people I met there, the other kids, generally really nice. There was this kid, there was this guy I met. His name was John, and he looked about 27 and not 16. Like it was weird because he had like this really luscious long hair. It was some Jesus shit, and
Okay.
it was legitimately some Jesus shit. And he looked really funny. I still have a picture because he gave me his Instagram after, and it was really fun. Anyways, he and a bunch of other kids and we all basically just memorize each other's Instagram, and we don't really talk to each other because it's kind of hard to, since I guess you can't really keep friend interaction with a bunch of people from the psych ward if they keep going in and out of it.
Yeah.
It's weird,
Yeah, I get that.
but
Obviously.
there's another one. I don't remember his real name, but everyone called him Sid, as in either Sid the Sloth or Sid the Science Kid.
Oh,
It
all
was a
right.
fu- it was a
Oh,
funny
oh,
nickname, but I guess I could talk about him a little bit. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
um, he
sure.
he was he was really nice. He was like the main person I talked to because we could like he was he's a year younger than me if I remember. He's 16, but he's gay. So me and him just talked a bunch, and I guess. But the thing is that he was in the psych ward because uh attempted OD after his parents found his phone because like his parents are like apparently really mega homophobic, and
Oh,
yeah, it was definitely a bad time for him, but he got sent, and I haven't heard from him since, ever since I got out, because he has an Instagram and he followed me back, but he has not like sent any message to me since that I got out. And honestly, I kind of miss him, I guess. He was really nice. He was good talking with.
yeah. I got a friend named Sid too. So, yeah, he's a really cool guy too. And I mean, he's not gay, but he's bisexual. Uh,
All all those
yeah,
called are probably either the most gayest motherfucker or the coolest motherfuckers.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's like a really cool guy. He was the only like he was one of the few guys from my high school who got me through high school. Because wow, that I'm never going to that place again.
Ugh,
It felt like prison. Like I hated so fucking much the people. Like everything about our high school was bad the except the four friends I had in high school. Wow.
gee.
Yeah. So, anyways, this Sid guy, we we had almost all the like our classes, like most of our classes were same, and he was a really cool guy. He been in some relationship troubles recently, but yeah, I will probably bring him in this podcast too. Like he's really cool guy. You love to talk to him. So yeah,
Now that is just you know what that would honestly be pretty cool to talk with.
yeah. Anyways, okay, he OD'd on what did he OD on? Like, did you know?
I don't remember. I think it was ibuprofen. He tried to do it on ibuprofen, but
Oh,
I think all he managed to do was get himself high.
shit.
Yeah, and actually think about it now, the other guy I was talking about, John, he did LSD from what he told me during when he wasn't in the ward. And one time he cracked his back, and apparently a fun fact about LSD is that sometimes when you take it, it like stays in your spinal fluid, and then when you crack your back, it like triggers again. So so at the ward, when he got someone else to crack his back, he tripped on LSD for like the rest of the day. I,
Wow.
I,
Yeah,
uh,
I learn new
LSD.
things every day.
This is glorious. It was really funny to watching him be on LSD trying to maneuver around the day because otherwise he wouldn't say the most random shit.
Wait, people say things in LSD?
Um, yeah, I don't
Mm,
know how he was.
yeah, right. I mean, I know people that I talk a lot of shit when I'm drunk as fuck. I mean, yesterday I was so fucking drunk and I texted like 20 people. I know I texted 10 people to kill themselves.
Oh,
and the, and the other 10 that I love them. And I have talked to them for like 3 times my entire life. And I
um,
called two motherfuckers and tell them like I gave them the entire low tier God speech to kill themselves now. And one of the motherfucker like listened to that whole speech and recorded it. Oh shit. Yeah. So that happened yesterday. I was that drunk.
oh my God.
Yeah. When I
Never, never go on the internet when you're drunk.
Oh shit. Yeah. I actually went to the internet when I was drunk. And I texted 10 people. I texted one girl that I love them and two other girls to kill themselves.
What?
And yeah, it was randomly generated. I don't even fucking know. I think now that I like when I see their profile picture, I think I sort of hated it because before of this, I don't know. I felt it was sort of smuggy. I don't know how my drunk be functions. I'm just speculating. When I'm drunk, I mean, when I'm not drunk, I'm sober. I'm usually like a very socially awkward kind of guy. But when I get drunk, oh my God, I think I don't even fucking know who I'm talking to. Like I can talk to anyone on this planet. So I guess that's kind of the reason I like getting drunk. And when you get drunk, you also get happier.
Yeah, fair. I would not know.
Yeah. The first time I got drunk, I got so fucking happy that I don't know. I probably puked at. I thought I did something, but I can't really remember. I just remember being happy, then saying a bunch of stuff, and then puking all over my floor.
Is that the is that like the cycle? That's the cycle of drunkenness.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the first time that ever happened to me. And that I don't exactly recommend alcohol. There was this one time I was arguing with a guy that that alcoholism is not bad when I was drunk, and I said that, see, alcoholism is not like, these are the exact words I said to that guy. I mean, not in English, cause but yeah, I'm gonna translate it right now. So basically, I said that alcoholism is not the worst thing that can happen. I mean, compared to bowel cancer, yeah, I fucking brought up bowel cancer to alcoholism.
What the
So
fuck?
yeah, I was that drunk. So yeah, basically, I talked about that when you get bowel cancer, you like, you're spitting blood, you're in extreme pain, and when you're alcoholic, you just get happy.
Get happy and fuck your liver over.
Yeah, I mean, that is
Some
still a long-term process. I mean, if you an alcoholic and you drink alcohol for 2 or 3 years, actually no, I have known people who got alcoholic, like they drank alcohol for 4 months straight and fucked their liver like really bad. They're admitted on the hospital because one of my relatives, not my relative exactly, a friend, my relative's friend, yeah, one of my relative, not even that really. Oh my fucking god, he actually wasn't a relative. Fuck, my bad. He was. I'm sorry. My memory is so fucking bad. I don't even know my relationships with people. um, Basically, this person was close to me, and a friend of that person uh had alcohol poisoning, and he only like drank for like 3 or 4 months. Like he got
Jesus.
into, yeah. So I don't really know. It was probably beer, if I'm not wrong.
Well, that's some fuck. Alcohol is some fucked up shit because if you don't get alcohol poisoning when you're young, you keep drinking, from at least what I've seen or at least know, that apparently if you don't drink at all, you're going to withdrawal, and that practically goes on for the rest of your life, and you have to keep drinking unless you go through the hell of a alcohol withdrawal.
Um, I guess, but I know people who have like quit alcohol like completely and didn't go through exactly the withdrawals, but it's also, I guess, during those withdrawal periods, you gotta replace that with something else. If you don't, you will probably get back to alcohol. I mean, there's this thing called, like, I was really into self-help books three of a year ago, and in this book, Atomic Habits, the author talked about to kill bad habits. You just gotta replace it with good habits. So I guess that's how you can kind of solve it. But to fight the withdrawals, I guess you gotta just, I don't know. Haven't I haven't faced those withdrawals yet, but in my family, alcoholism is a thing. So yeah,
This shit sucks
and
ass.
yeah, and my tolerance is really bad. My alcohol tolerance is like really fucking bad.
That's I can imagine it's hell. I wouldn't. I would say something honestly, but I would not know what to say regarding it because no one, surprisingly, in my family is like alcoholic or anything.
Uh, that's cool.
It is cool. The most my dad would probably be an alcoholic, but all he drinks is coconut water, and that's really his alcohol. That's it. It's like
What?
coconut. He drinks
Yeah, my
coconut water, and I joke
yeah.
around about it being
Oh,
his alcohol because that's all he drinks.
oh, yeah.
Mm.
Um, I was supposed to segue this into escapism. Uh, Video games. We can talk about video games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I was going to talk about one anyways, so might as well
yeah,
get started on that.
yeah. All right. Um,
So the main video game that we're gonna talk about here is obviously listed is called Amori. Basically, I already talked to you about it regarding the main premise of it, but just for
yeah,
podcast's sake, and this is gonna be spoiler just entirely because I don't give a shit.
yeah. Okay, this
So
is a spoiler warning. If you don't wanna listen to this, how long is it gonna take?
for
Like 5 or 6 minutes?
maybe more. It is just a lot to talk about regarding the story, but
All right. I will probably edit this in if I'm not lazy. That skip to what is a timeline that we are not talking about it, but I will probably not do it. So go fuck yourself. Anyways,
all right. Let me
go ahead.
begin. So the main game that I played back in February was called Amori, and Amori is honestly a pretty depressing game if you play for the entirety of it. It- Basically, the main premise of the game is that a kid called Sunny is spends 4 years indoors, basically just making just like I guess the best way to say is just sleeping through the entirety of the day as much as you can to in an escapism reality, I guess, to cope with the fact that he killed his sister down the stairs during an argument.
Yeah,
I, so I told you about that earlier, but I had to say it again for podcast sake. And the and so that's really the main premise of the story, and there's multiple endings regarding around it, but it's kind of difficult to start. But I'll start off from how you would normally start it. The If you like to play the game normally, how you start everything, and go on from
yeah.
there. But basically, it was so the game. So fuck, I'm hesitating now.
Is this like a little
It's
sensitive?
no, it's hard to how to say it, the story of the game, than anything, but I'll try my best. But basically, during those, so basically, one day as he was home alone, his mom is planning to move him and her out of the house after 4 years of him just being an isolationist in his room. And one day he goes downstairs after he wakes up, and basically one of his old friends, which he and his sister had made a like small friend group pretty much together with another kid, his brother, uh, a girl, and another boy. Oh, that's like the main thing. And they're all a big friend group before his sister's death. But basically he entices the main character, Sunny, to come outside, and basically because he's been an isolationist for 4 fucking years, he doesn't know what jack shit is going on outside. And that's
So
really
he
and
goes outside.
yeah, and that part of the game is just to compare things because the other part of the game's divided into real world and dream world. And dream world is like this escapism area that he makes for himself
Oh,
to just to escape from the trauma he did from killing his sister, from pushing her down the stairs.
oh,
Basically trying
okay.
to remember. Yeah. So he goes, and the main part is obviously to separate how different the 4 years have made everyone that he knew, like what how all turned in, how they all turned out, and that's mainly the large part. And then after that day ends, he goes back to sleep, and everything goes on for normal. Now, I'm not gonna go too much into it because it is honestly just way too much to start off. But I will talk about like the numerous endings. I guess there's like four in total. So I'll start
Okay.
off. So I'll start off from the best to the worst ones. So
All right.
basically, so the first one is him after basically. I think trying to remember it. So so basically, so this the good ending starts off like this. Basically, he reunites with all of his friends, basically, and he goes to, you know, reconnect with everybody at another friend's house for sleepover. But the thing is that he goes to check up on one of these friends, and they're in his room. And basically, this friend is having, I guess you could say, like a mental breakdown, best way I can explain it. And
Right.
he's and he stabs him in the eye with a gardening shears. The main character, Sonny, he got stabbed in the eye with gardening shears. And
Okay.
from there,
Wait a
in
minute.
game,
What's garden shoes? Wait a minute. Garden shoes.
gardening shears. It's like the
Oh,
this
oh, oh. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I got it.
same
I
thing.
got it.
And so from there, in game, it's like an area where you go to complete the game, finish, and try to move on from past trauma and stuff. But from there, after you finish that part of the game, you get to the final stretch, is when he wakes up later in the hospital with either a missing eye, probably a missing eye because he got stabbed in the eye. There's no way to really save your eye after you get
Yeah.
stabbed. But anyways, he walks out of his hospital room where all his friends are in another hospital room looking after his friend that had the mental breakdown, I guess you could say. And so and the last part is that him trying to admit that he killed his sister because because they don't know that he killed his sister. And that caused the
Oh,
friend group to just end. Because what happened is that the friend that had the mental breakdown, his name is called Basil, and I'll just refer to him that because it's easier. What happened is
okay.
that he watched Sonny push his sister down, and then Basil had the idea to, instead of admitting to it or just hiding the body, instead to hang the body on a tree in the backyard to make it look like she killed herself.
Oh, holy shit.
I know.
Wow.
And like and they
This is
kept
the
that
best
secret.
ending?
It's the best ending, and it's never shown, but it's implied that he goes to the hospital room to tell his friends the truth, and that's the best ending. And then from the credits from there, uh it kind of just shows him like moving out of town to go into the city. And that's the best ending,
That's the
honestly.
best ending.
Yes.
Holy
You want to
shit.
yeah,
Wow.
okay. Let's move on to the other three.
Yeah.
So there's another three called the two neutral endings, neutral, and the third one called the bad ending, obviously for being bad. So the two neutral, they're pretty similar, honestly. So basically, uh, Sunny either sees that his friend is like the one I mentioned earlier, Basil, is having the mental breakdown, and either one leaves, doesn't enter the room to confront him, and when he wakes up again, Basil kills himself pretty much.
Okay.
And from there, he goes back home. And then the next day, he either, one, depending on what you do, moves out of town with his mom. When she parks in front of the car, he gets in and they all leave. And he doesn't like deal with his trauma and shit. He still has it. Nothing really changes other than the fact that one of his other friends killed himself. Or two, uh your main character, Sonny, he kills himself in his bed by next
Oh,
morning.
and that's the neutral ending.
That's the neutral ending. It's fucked
Holy
up.
shit. Holy shit. What is the bad ending? Is that the neutral ending?
Okay. But
Um,
basically,
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Go ahead.
Now that let me see, because I'm trying to remember some of them. Let me see. Actually,
Yeah.
let me see if I didn't miss anyone. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me just check to make sure I don't forget anything.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So the bad ending is in the beginning of the game. If you don't open the door for your friend that's trying to come bring you outside, that starts the bad ending. And in the bad ending, well, technically there is a way to do the bad ending just pretty easily if okay, so going back to the hospital area when he wakes up, Sonny was the missing eye, and and he wakes up in the bad ending. Basically, what happens instead of going to his friends to talk to them about what happened, instead he goes to the roof and jumps off.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it is really fucked up. But it's it's
it's not.
major.
It's a great story. I mean, yeah, a great note is like it's a beautiful tragedy sort of thing.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend if you don't have time to play or watch like a playthrough, watch like a lore video because that's definitely gonna make some more sense than whatever the fuck I can make.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna like
Yeah,
this,
don't play.
this shit.
It takes 21 hours to beat the game normally.
Oh,
Yeah, that
yeah, almost like a day. How do you play this game, by the way? Like, what are the
it's just an RPG pretty much. It's because there was the original game was a comic that was like a short comic that was gonna be made into a full comic, but then turn into a game. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but if you don't have time to do 21 hours of shit, just watch like a lore video or something.
Yeah, all right. I will definitely do that if I try to depress myself.
Hmm. But yeah, no, that got me into a really depressive mood because, but the thing is, I at least got the good ending, and that shit made me cry, man. I will not lie.
Um, wow, you got like the story itself, it got me sort of. I don't know,
Hmm.
it ruined my fucking night. I mean, it's still
Man,
great though. Like this, I love the. I mean, I like the story, but yeah, it's sad.
it's very sad.
So, you want to talk about what exactly happened? I mean, you didn't like talk to me about the details. So,
Uh, in
what like,
February,
yeah,
you talk about
like,
okay.
did it start from February or before?
No, it's like start what the mood, I guess you could say the depressive mood.
Okay.
But all right, so let's start from February. So um, I guess you could say that I definitely had long time of me just being in a like depressive mood, and February I think it was just the tipping point for me during that day, and I to be honest with you, looking back at it, I don't really remember the reason why I tried. That's not a bad thing necessarily. That's good. That means that I'm sticking straight, I guess you could say. But um, I think what really just made me try to, I guess there's no really way to sugarcoat this, but like try to commit suicide February was uh just two mental breakdowns in like a few short hours of each other, and at night kind of just broke down in the bathroom one day while showering, and then a couple hours later in bed, and then next day when I woke up, I kind of just like cleaned my room, packed everything to be neat, and then So,
I mean,
by
are
the
you
way,
sure, man? Like, you really want to
the
talk about the details?
hesitation, the hesitation is less of me like being scared of saying it, singing. It's more of me trying to, how am I gonna say it? It's just, it's not sad. It's just hard for me to say, I guess. But I'm fine,
Yeah.
honestly, with saying it. But
Uh,
let me get so and going outside with an extension cord. I tried to hang myself at first, and I failed at that shit, obviously. And
um,
then after that, I kind of thought, well, we have a lot of medicine in the pantry of ours, so I just grabbed a shit ton of pills and tried to chug them all down.
oh,
Yeah.
how did you survive, like, the pills?
Um, I did. It takes a lot longer for, I guess, for pills to work than some might think. I think majority of what I took was either Tylenol and this aspirin, I think, and I definitely felt high after like an hour, but and it took me a long time for the, I guess you could say, drugs to flush out my system once I got to the hospital. And hell, during that time, I could barely even eat. I refused to eat jack shit because it all tasted ass. Because I guess of the pill residue on my tongue, it just tasted way too horrible for me to even take a bite out of anything.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, I'm glad that you're alive.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, I don't really remember much of my reasoning for trying to commit, so then that's a good thing because it means that like I said, self-reflecting. It just means that, well, it's good, honestly. It means that don't I don't plan to try anything like that anytime soon in case you just want to have
Yeah.
that reassurance.
Oh, yeah. Don't, man. Yeah. Um. Oh, that was heavy. So after that, we were supposed to talk about food.
Food.
Um.
No, that is that's perfect. I want to talk about the Brazilian dishes, anyways. All right, so let's start off. All right, so first off, my favorite Brazilian snack. It's called pão de queijo, or pão de queijo, or in English, cheese bread is called cheese bread in English, and it just imagine this basically a soft all around, but like hard at the bottom type of small bread that fits in your hand. And like you bite into it, it's a bit gooey, with like cheese in it. You think of it like that, but it's hard to say it or like describe it, I guess. But it's very good. I like it. It's my favorite. But there is one downside is that it hardens in like 2 days, and then after that, it's like a rock trying to eat it, and it's fucking disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah, what a great it's a the greatest transition ever. Okay. Do you
Yeah.
have any foods you want to talk about?
Yeah. I had a lot of pizza yesterday. Like I went out with some of my friends, and then we just globbed fast food. Then we had yeah, I have been eating a lot of shitty food recently. I know I go to the gym now, but damn. I mean, if I keep this diet, I will fucking die in a year or so. Any I yeah, my favorite food, I think I will go with Japanese. I like
Japanese
yeah, I
reasonable.
love you're cutting out, dude. Like your audio is cutting out.
Oh, my bad. Okay, no, reasonable. Favorite food choice. Reasonable. Continue.
Yeah, I enjoy sushi. I can make sushi and stuff because obviously I'm Asian. Even though I hate Japan, I guess their food is not that bad. But yeah, the thing about Japanese food is that the seasoning. If you like. the way I season sushi is a very like unique way, like unique Filipino way, right? So the seasoning that we do here, it's sort of the same as Indian spices, but it has a taste of Filipino. So it's like a different food, but it has fish in it. So we will call it sushi. Like it's Japanese stuff, but we just added our own recipe into it. So, anyways, I like that. But when I went to actual sushi, uh, what do we call it? A sushi shop.
Sushi shop, yeah.
All right. We went there, and there we actually had Japanese seasoning, and I didn't like it. It tasted ass. I think it's probably because um my taste buds are suited for like really spicy kind of stuff. Because the more you, if you live in Southeast Asia, it's like if you try something like really bland, really different kind of seasoning, especially what the seasoning Chinese people do. I mean, they are fucking eating rocks. That other day I saw on Twitter.
I saw
Yeah,
too.
they just put sucking seasoning on rocks.
I man, if people, I know people who just eat the popcorn kernels off of popcorn and shit just as it is. So we really cannot say shit. No, wait, no, we can. It's fucking rocks. Who eats rocks for the fucking seasoning? If at
Yeah,
that point, at that point, you might as well just grab the canisters of seasoning that you use and just pour it into your mouth like you're fucking drinking water.
exactly. No, the justification that they gave is that the rocks are from a river, so they will have like sort of ingredients in it, like the fucking stuff in river, the particles in river. So you will have those in rocks, but to make it edible, you put seasoning in it. But at the end of the day, you're fucking sucking on rocks.
Yes, I love it to hear my teeth break against the rock as I suck the seasoning.
Yeah, but yeah, this is like really old Chinese stuff because those people like there's a lot of food shortages over the history of over the various course of Chinese history. I mean, even recent history. I mean, not even that recent, but let's say in the 1950s or 60s when Mao Zedong was in power. I hope I'm not fucking wrong, or they will crucify me. Anyways, the 50s or 60s, they had a food shortage and they a lot of people died and Mao Zedong didn't care.
Yep,
So,
because
so
he ordered sparrows to be killed because they ate the crops. But then
and
the
guess
bug
what? And guess what? Who won that battle? Like sparrows won. They fucking lost against sparrows.
that makes countries I lost against birds.
Yeah, didn't you guys lose against animals too?
Oh, I think I don't remember that. Uh,
Yeah, you guys probably lost against rats or some shit.
rats. You. Oh my,
I mean, it was something like that.
something like that. It
Or
was definitely no. It's
fly, insect, cockroach. Oh, you guys
cockroach.
don't have. Yeah, you guys don't have cockroaches there. We have a lot of cockroaches here, man.
Man,
And we,
here we it's just a lot of lizards everywhere and spiders. And
yeah, we
trust
have
me,
those too. We have those too. We're just Australia, but I guess a little more sick. I mean, if you go outside, you might not see a monster.
a monster.
Yeah, I mean, comparing ourselves to Australia, because the shit you see there, like everything there wants to kill you.
True.
Yeah, we are not that scary, but yeah, you will have a lot of fucking insects here.
Nah, The same with the lizards here. You either see a little baby lizard and you just throw it out your house, or you see this giant iguana just rolling down the street right past your car. That or giant fucking snails. Because I think the eastern state part of my state is currently be overrun with snails right now. So, wow, that's gonna be a very good. I can't wait for the snails to enter my home.
um. Uh.
You know, we really deviated off the topic of food here into animals.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. We can fuck up as many times we want, because the best the best thing about this podcast is we can probably say anything and get away with it now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I can say really controversial shit right now. Like really
uh
controversial. Okay.
like what, a hard R or
No, 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 not that.
or
I mean,
what?
we
What?
already have some black people in this podcast.
Oh Jesus!
Yep.
Only one person, maybe only two people that have ever done this podcast is allowed to say it. Arctic and I don't know who else. I don't know. Does anyone?
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah,
Who
Isaac
gives a
is yeah, Isaac is yeah, yeah. I mean, he has not been in this podcast, but he's technically a part of this podcast because he's a part of this. I mean, everyone who's in this Discord is a part of this podcast. I don't know
true?
half of these people.
Eh, that is true. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we can
That's
finish.
it. Yeah, that's it. Nah,
I just
there are no more topics
there
except
is
if you
no
want.
more finish the topics we can think of today. The most just to finish this off, the one food I want to talk about is a thing called brigadeiro. Just think of like a thick, hot chocolate pudding with chocolate sprinkles on it. It's very good, but at the same time, it is very sticky, and you can fuck up your kitchen if you don't do it right because it will explode.
What? They will explode?
It like explodes out of the pot and it goes everywhere. It's very nasty.
I gotta try that shit.
it's it takes a while to make it, but it's very good. All right, I'll guarantee that.
Yep. I'm I'm definitely gonna make that. What do you say its name was?
Brigadeiro. I can spell it
Eh,
out. I'll send
Re
you it.
Oh yeah, you
Brig,
can.
like brig a dedo.
Okay, is it Rigadado?
It's no, it's called Brigadeiro.
Oh,
All right, I forgot to
all
mention
right.
there
Yeah,
is
sure.
another way. It's like these chocolate balls as well. It's just chocolate balls, basically. And just imagine like a small chocolate ball with sprinkles on it, and you just pop in your mouth. It's very good.
Hmm. No, I think I heard of that. We have similar things here too. So it's called uh Choco. It's just called Choco.
Chocolate. What? It's a beautiful name. Lovely.
Yeah, we didn't put much effort in it. Anyways, it's basically chocolate sort of thing, and then they put, you know, our own sort of thing. I'm probably milk if I'm not wrong. But anyways, they put sort of, I don't know, they probably make it buttery type of stuff, and then they put choco in it, and then we got our choco.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but it's basically chocolate balls.
Chocolate balls.
Yep, I guess that's about it. I don't know what more to say. So,
Yeah, we kind of lost everything on the topics, especially after we did diverted into animals at the end there.
yep. I mean, who fucking cares? There's gonna be only two people listening to it, as I said before. So,
Yeah. Well, I guess the best way I could end this off is just saying goodbye. I don't know. This is my
yeah,
first time podcast,
yeah.
so it's
We
great.
basically shout out our stuff. Like the host usually said that you can find here. Like there are places you can find him, but we usually say that because we are like actually content creators. I
Yeah,
mean, you
not
can,
for
yeah,
I
you can
don't
say that you can find like you can find uh Gonk to Instagram or some shit if you want followers or some. I
yeah.
don't know. You can do whatever you like, or you can just say goodbye. I'm gonna say that you can find me on YouTube. I don't remember. I still don't know my channel's name, but I'm gonna put this in the description anyway. You can find me on Instagram on basu_2029999, and you can find me on, I don't fucking know. I will probably put that in the description so you can check that out. I'm currently working on a video, so be tuned, I guess. Anyways, good vibrations.